Couple of people are still getting off the bus. Hey, look, everyone, I remembered to share my screen. Yay, I should get extra points for that, right? All right, so remembering just a couple of things as we transition from the special effects back into more traditional animation. We're going to do a walk cycle today. And once again, I'm just going to be really clear with it, and you all are going to make it completely awesome. And we're going to end up making this, instead of the introduction to animation, it's going to become an advanced class in just 2 weeks. So I just wanted to remind everyone that of the things that we covered. So like we're coming back off break, I just wanted to do a little bit of a refresher here. I truly believe, I think that even the administration at the Academy is largely considering redoing the principles of animation for their department, starting with the illusion of life. Because I think it's just a really good idea. The whole impetus of what you're doing as an animator is bringing things to life. You are animating the verbs, you bring things to life. And the principal thing that you're always thinking about is timing. And remember, for the rest of your lives, timing is really easy to understand. How long does it take for an action to happen? Whatever it is, whatever that action is, how long does it take to happen? And there are pauses, and so you have pace in there as well. And so some things move really quickly and some things move slowly. How many frames is that? A little ellipsis you can put on this and say, at some point in your lives, you are going to have to make the transition from 24 FPS to 30. And I don't know if I'm going to ever have to do that. I'm going to probably be teaching at Kenyatta indefinitely, because just the way the schedules work, and I'll get my credential and I'll be teaching high school art somewhere. You know, maybe I'll be in the Bay Area and I can actually be on campus at Kenyatta on these animation nights, what have you. But you all are going to go into games first. It's very rare that you're going to go from any kind of program, whether it's Kenyatta or San Jose State University or San Francisco State University, and go directly into an animation studio. There's just way too much competition. You're going to go into games first. And whatever it is, both games and animation are all working at 30 FPS now anyway. So you're going to just have to make that adjustment. So when we talk about timing, it's easy to understand. How long does it take something to happen? And then you get your little calculator out and you translate. Oh, if that's 1 second, that's 24 frames. Oh, if that takes 2 seconds, that's 48 frames. And then you just remember 24, 48, 72, 96, and it just goes all the way to 256. And there's 1,440 frames in a minute. 24 times 24 is 1,440 frames. 24 hours times 24 frames is 1,440 minutes in a day. You just remember that. But now that you're switching to 30, just my advice to you all would be, just make that transition once in your life, because trying to do both, I know very few people who can animate at 24 FPS and at 30. Pixar is still at 24 FPS. And when they output their videos for either streaming, which is at 60 FPS, or theatrical releases, which are 60 FPS, it just gets up converted. The computers that translate the 24 to 60. There's everyone over at Pixar is still animating at 24 FPS. So, but if you're going to go into games and you're doing anything for games, especially like a walk cycle like we're going to do today, we're going to do ours at 24. But you're just going to have to, the one time in your life where you're going to have to go, oh, Billy was right. Now just don't try to go back and forth. I promise you, it'll screw up your sense of timing. And really, it takes a long time to really perfect your sense of timing. So we talked about weight, we talked about easing in and easing out. I like putting spacing in there because as a 2D artist, even in Maya, the way you space your drawings out means something. It can strobe. Remember that our studies with the car cycling, if you're not doing those telephone poles or even that cactus in the right way, it can end up strobing. Everything moves on an arc. Remember, in animation, the only things that don't move on an arc is when you intentionally make things go straight. Got it? Got it. For the rest of your lives, remember. There's a really great little, I'm gonna show you this. It was brand new today. I'm gonna have to, let me just see if there's anything else I want to mention right here. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a walk cycle. We're going to talk about overlapping action. So we're going to be really heavy into overlapping action today. So, and we really haven't done that yet. All of the stuff that we've done with bouncing balls and falling leaves and pendulums and all the special effects stuff, that's all just been pretty much straight ahead animation. But today we're going to really study overlapping action intensely. All right, and we're not going to talk about exaggeration too much, and you all have this, so I just wanted to remind you. All right, so what I wanted to do is I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to pause. All right, I did not preview any of these, so it's going to all be a surprise for me. Elsa, you're up first. Leo, you're here. You didn't do your effects. All right, I'm going to make a folder here. What did we do? We did lightning, right? All right, here's your bomb. Nice. Hands for Elsa, please. One more time. Okay, so a couple of things that you might want to do is that once you get to this point right here, hold it. And you can't do this very easily in a rough animator, but everything is kind of a little too centered in the screen. If you could bring everything down just a little bit, that would be great. Yeah, I don't know how easy that is in rough animator, but I think that you should hold on the skull, and bringing it down would put it more on the cinematic third anyway, right? And then I think that you could also use a dark blast mark on the ground plane, right?
Oh, right.
So yeah, that's good. Thank you, Elsa. And your lightning. Hey, you drew my little figure. Yeah, that's easy enough, right? It's just the easiest thing to do, and it looks great. It looks fun. Hands again. Your Elsa. Okay. Right, Zaylee. Careful here. I wanted you to be working in 16:9 aspect ratio, Zaylee. And so this is not the right ratio. Okay, that lightning looks okay. Looks great. I think the lightning is a little fat for my tastes, but it works. Everything else is okay. So hands for Zaylee. Zaylee, if you have a microphone, did you upload your bomb? Do you have a bomb for us?
Yeah, I said I don't have it. My computer, the drawing software isn't working, so I wasn't able to start it.
Okay, so get it up there when you can. Hannah Joy. See the lightning first. Yeah, okay, looks great. Something caught my eye on the left side here. What's going on? That looks great. That's awesome. Oh, there's another lightning in the background. So I think that this would be a good example to when you're looking at this lightning coming in here, you just use a lighter background, which is fine, and a darker, and go back to the dark background. That's fine. You can do that. But then you do a white frame and a black frame. That's great. So you can see that pulse. But when you get to this one back here, one suggestion would be is delay it. Delay it by at least 36 frames, because I think it happens just a little too fast.
Yeah, I think I watched it on loop, and I think for the first time round, it's kind of hard to tell what's going on, and it might be a little bit distracting.
Here's what I can tell you. Here's a little nugget of knowledge. And this is not just for animation. This is for film and animation, is that you are the animator. You're doing this. And so you very carefully planned out where all these things go. And your eye is already keyed in on the left side of the screen, and you're already waiting for it to animate. And so it's really, really difficult to have a fresh eye on what you're looking at. And so, and sometimes it's impossible to even ask your parents, your family, your roommates, or even a colleague in the classroom. You just have to kind of go away from it for a little while and then sneak up on it and see if you can see that this piece of lightning is, oops, hold on. So the main lightning here stops, right? And we used to be able to switch this to frames, but I can't do that anymore. But I can just count. So it stops right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's only 4 frames. So 4 frames is only 1/6 of a second. Remember that 1/8 of a second is a beat. 1/8 of a, or 8 frames is a beat, and that's 1/3 of a second. And so if 4 frames is 1/6, that's half of it. So that's too fast. Just delay it. I mean, in nature, it could certainly happen that way, but at speed, when we're watching this, it's really easier for us to miss this. I like what you've done with it. I like how you've got the little glow that's just around the lightning itself. I think that's great. So that's a nice contrast between the big flash that's up in front. That's great. But see if you can spread them out. And so that's like an idea of pacing. All right, and here's your bomb. Okay, great. Oh, you killed the little bird, Hannah. And don't tell me he had it coming to him either.
Well, it was kind of like a really bad drawing of a penguin that shouldn't be flying anyway, so there you go.
No, this is really great. One thing that might help you here, well, you obviously need some kind of background, right? But, you know, just put something in the deep background, some ocean with a little, you know, so come up to the second third and just put some like island out there with some palm trees on it. Just because it's a reveal.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So if it's in the hole right here, and you can see a little bit of the palm trees just kind of hanging out there, and then all of a sudden, the bomb, this stuff is going to reveal it.
Yeah, I
My
really like that idea.
suggestion would be is that even for these guys, I think that it looks paper thin. And so one thing that you could probably do is give yourself a little dimension here. Just on this side. because it'll look more three-dimensional. And then I can see you've
Oh,
got
yeah, I see what
a
you mean. I must have totally forgot about that. Ugh.
I see that you've got the thickness of the wood here. Make it really thick. Make it really thick. Like make it twice that thick.
Okay, all right.
I think that, and then this is black. And so you'll see more of this lighter color here. That's just my suggestion. Okay, it looks great. Thank you, Hannah. Hands, please. Oh, I didn't erase my, hold on. All right, thank you, Hannah. Brianna. All right, Brianna's lightning. Okay, looks great. It's fun. Looks like you had fun with it. Okay. My only suggestion here would be is that lightning tends to hit corners and points and things that are high, the highest thing. So it might make sense for the lightning to hit the very peak of the barn. But it's all, you could also just adjust it that it could hit the very corner of the barn. That looks great. And here's your bomb. Uh-oh. Okay, that's great. Let me just check your flash. Yep, that's right. So you use a black frame. And remember, you can use the white frame too. And the reason why I wanted to check your flash was because I saw the black frame, but I didn't see the white. I didn't see the white frame. I think the white frame will really help. It looks really good. Thank you, Brianna. Hands for Brianna. Ria. Okay, this is really fun. Yeah, I think that your lightning is just a little thick when it gets to the thickest part of it. This part's okay, but right here it might be just a little thick. I think if you want to use that thickness, then contrast it with some thinner shapes before and after some of the thicker parts. And I think it's okay for you to use like a chalk shape that you've got going. I think that's fine. It looks good. Oops, hold on. All right, it's fun to do this all in black and white. I think, let me count frames here. Something looked a little slow. So the smoke is okay. So this flash comes on. So one frame. Yeah, put this on ones. Brianna. Sorry, Ria. Put this is moving at like as fast as possible. Not the speed of light, but very, very fast. So when you get to these shapes, take them to ones. Take all of this section right here on ones. Okay, that looks good. Thank you, Ria. Hands, please. All right, this is Damien, and he's. Okay, it looks okay. I think that your lightning comes in a little slow. I mean, I made this point last week of saying that sometimes lightning does come in slow. Sometimes it's lightning fast. But I think that yours comes in just a little slow. Are you on twos for this, Damien?
Yeah, I am.
Try putting the lightning on ones. It's coming in just a little too slow. So for however many frames you've got, I think it'll look better if it's on ones. All right, so you use a black frame. Do you use the white frame? I think you could also stand to use the white frame as well. It'll look better.
Okay.
All right, and this is too fast. This is too fast. I think that you want the fuse to just go. Remember what I said last week, and for the rest of your lives as animators, always kind of make that little song in your head, you know, boom, and that's your timing. Remember, we just talked about this a second ago. That's your timing, that little song. Boom, even that little pause is part of your song. So yeah, this is too fast. And you need the blast mark in the ground. This one you could use a little tweaking.
Okay.
Clean hands for Damien, please. Jeanette. Okay, you rendered some white frames at the end there, but this looks okay. So I think that I was just reminding myself, Ria, was it your lightning that you had the searchlight or the so yeah, I wanted to mention this was really nice, the little light that you've got going there, right? But remember what this is. This is the lighthouse that is just turning the light. And so when the light comes into the frame, like when the two come together right here, you could just use a really big circle for one frame. Ria? Yeah, you got it, okay. All right, so yeah, don't render that extra frame. This looks fine. Jeanette? That looks fine, okay. And your bomb? Yep, that looks great. One more time. Yep, okay, good.
They're fruit.
So something caught my eye right at the end here. All right, so I'm just gonna look at the timing of these falling pieces of debris. I think it's okay that these little pieces of debris right here are still going off the screen to the left, and then one frame later that the debris starts falling, but you could put a delay in there. You could put a 2-second delay. The idea would be is that the debris is like going way up in the air, slowing down, coming to a vertical stop, and then easing out of that vertical stop and then accelerating back down again. So I think you could put more of a pause between this frame and this and this frame. You can put as much of a pause there as you want it, but there's something wrong. I think that this guy right here, so I'm going to put my mouse right here, right? And oh, shoot, I went too far backwards. It's the problem with my magic mouse. All right, so this guy right there. All right, so this piece of debris right here, and then it moves about 1.5 inches below where it just started from, which means that it's inconceivable that it would not be right here. There needs to be a drawing right here. By the laws of physical nature, it can't just appear and then what would be now actually accelerating. So in this frame, it should actually be like right here.
Oh, okay,
And
yeah.
because of that, and then the next one is too fast. So I think you should get those positions correct.
Okay.
This piece of debris is moving fast enough. And so this is incorrect. I think, well, no, the ground can interrupt the timing on just this one, but it's moving fast enough that it should bounce.
Okay.
This piece of debris right here should ka-dunk, ka-dunk. Now remember, what did I just tell you? That little song in your head, ka-dunk, ka-dunk, that's your timing. But yeah, you're missing one right here. Let's see if we can go all the way back to the beginning and just watch for that little piece. This looks great. So you see how it just kind of appeared out of nowhere?
Yes.
So just make that adjustment and then it'll be better.
Okay.
All right, looks good. Thank you, Jeanette. Make sure I put those in the right folder. I'll get myself all confused. All right, this is Randy. Okay, sure, why not? Oh, it's time to get moving. Randy, I think you could use the white and black for card. I see that you've got the silhouette thing working when the lightning happens and the shadow happening, you know, and that helps. I think that, and you removed a little bit of the yellow color, but I think that it's a very dramatic thing. And so try using the white card and just the silhouette instead of just a little bit of a silhouette. It works though, it's pretty good. All right, here's your bomb. Oh no. I think that's fine. Your lines look a little sloppy here. But I think that you've made this genie appear. But I think that it's incorrect for him to not be animated. You've just watched this crazy, frenetic, fast motion explosion, and he just appears. So I think that it would be best to just take him out. So either animate him, you know, hi everybody, you know, or take him out. All right, thank you, Randy. Hands for Randy. Rachel. Okay, it looks great. Yep. Yep. That's right. Okay, that's good. So I think that just artistically, I know that you wanted this house in there. You wanted to have some mansion, some mysterious thing happening here. But you were also probably thinking, gee, now that I got this house here, where am I going to have the lightning hit? And so what I think that what you missed just artistically is that if you think about your cinematic thirds, it would be sort of incorrect naturally to have the lightning hit like the corner of the house down here. It would actually be hitting up here, but then you couldn't see the lightning. It would all be off screen. So I think that what you want to do is you want to draw like a little tree or a mailbox or a fence, something that the lightning can hit on the left, the lower left cinematic third.
Okay.
Okay, that looks good though. Your bomb. Okay, that looks good. The flash looks good. I think you could use a blast mark in the ground. And something caught my eye, like right here. I think that what you might want to try is use like a rose motif. You know what I mean? Because everyone expects that this is a bomb. And they know that there's going to be a big explosion here in just a moment. But it might be kind of fun to play with the idea of, and this is just because you drew it this way. See if you can work in a few extra frames where that little smoke looks very much like a rose for just a couple of frames. It'll be a subliminal thing, but it might be kind of fun. Looks good. All right. Hands for Rachel, please. Moses. Oh. I just woke up my hard drive. Hold on a second. All right, Moses Lightning. Okay, that looks great. Okay, that looks great. Yep, you got the idea. That looks really good. Let me something about your light. Yeah, this is fine. It's a little hairy, but it's okay. It works. And your bum. Okay, Moses, everybody. You know, make your blast mark on the ground plane a bit more like, come on, Zoom, wake up. Zoom, wake up. Oh, I'm not on Zoom. Hold on a second. Make it more like my demo. I know that it can be a very circular kind of explosion in the ground, but it might be more fun if it's more star-shaped, right? You know, or more like a perfect oval. Either one. Okay, thank you, Moses. The hands for Moses. And Evelyn. Evelyn's lightning. Okay, this is good. You got a couple of them in there. And then the one that's nearest gets the flash. You know, I think that's fine. Let's take a look at that frame. There was something interesting happening with just the silhouette frame. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, yes, you can do this. It works, right? So let's take a look at that at speed. You know, I think that's fine. I think that for some of these other ones that are in the mid ground, you could try something that is equally as awesome, but not so big, that it's just kind of around these guys up here. Because like that one's living, these are living by themselves, especially that one. Try adding a little bit of artistic flair to that one. The whole thing looks really great. You're making your classmates mad. Okay, here's your bomb. Okay, it's too fast, right? Everything about it is too fast. The fuse is too fast, the smoke, there's no delay. Put that pause in there. Even 2 seconds of a pause after the smoke goes away, the little cigarette smoke, before the bomb explodes, and then delay before these little guys come falling out of the sky. So let me see if I can do this today. Yeah, I don't know if this is it. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, I hate this new QuickTime player. The QuickTime Pro, it was like a $29 license for all those years, and it allowed you to do so many different things with it. But there was one thing in here where you could play it at half speed, but I don't see it here. Well, one thing that I could do is I could just play it manually. So I'm just going to play it with my mouse, or I'm going to play with my keyboard. So imagine that it's just going this fast. It starts. Remember, and I think that you need more sparks coming off of here. Let's go back to the beginning. Here comes the smoke. Oh, way too fast. Let that smoke dissipate. Let it just go away before the flash happens. And then, yeah, everything else needs to just be slowed down. Your aesthetics look good. I think that in the end, it would be good to get the little trailing smoke to just go away, but it's a really good start. All right, thank you, Evelyn. Hands for Evelyn. All right, let me put those in the folder here. Let me go. I'm going to refresh the screen. Did anybody just upload? No one's talking. All right. 7:18. All right, so let us take let's take a 5-minute break right now. I'm going to get a drink of water, just a really short break. We'll come back in just 5 minutes, and then we'll start our walk cycle. We will just start it, and then I'll give you the ins and how to set up your file and all that fun stuff. And then we'll take a longer break, about 20 or 30 minutes into the walk cycle. We'll take a short break right now, just 5 minutes. There we go. All right, so what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to do a real quick search. So we're going to do 2D animation walk cycle, and you can see I've searched this before. I'm going to switch this to images.
You're not screen sharing.
Oh, I just because I hate you all, because I'm sorry. There we go. All right, and you can do this too. So just in a typical image search, we're going to just look for 2D animation walk cycle. There's a couple of things I want you to look for when you're looking at the reference. I mean, even if you need to use the reference at all. And the first one will be this guy right here. This guy comes to us from, well, it says Angry Animator, but he's borrowed from, I believe it was like Tom White. I forget the textbook that this was from. But what I want you to notice is that there's 4 positions: contact, down, passing, and up. Contact, down, passing, and up, and then contact again. And so you can animate a walk cycle with just 4 different keys: contact, down, passing, up, contact, down, passing, up. What happens is that in this contact position and in this contact position, see what I'm doing with my mouse? The arms and legs are reversed. So in this one, the left leg is dark, and in this one, the right leg is in the back and the right leg is in front. So you need a total of 8 complete drawings, but these drawings are a silhouette of each other. Drawings number 1 and 5 are a silhouette of each other. Now there's a problem. It's not technically a problem, but there's something to consider aesthetically. And that is that because the hands reach their extreme on the same frame as the feet reaching their extreme, it ends up looking like a march. And it's something that you want to avoid. So let's find, in this example here, you can see that this is a Richard Williams drawing. And he's talking about having the head go up and down. He doesn't have the arms on there, so he's just showing you how the feet work. This guy is in perspective. We're not going to do that. It's more of a very intermediate to advanced way of animating. But this is the one that we want to really look at. When you see the black and blue and green and black again, this is Richard Williams. This is coming to us from Richard Williams. It's stolen from some other website somewhere. Now, a couple of things that I want you to look at here: contact, down, passing, up. And then it says contact again. There's only 5 drawings, but what he's implying is that because the right leg is now in the back position, that there are 3 more drawings that need to be in this to make the thing cycle. Is everyone okay? Everyone understand that? So this is just implying that there are 3 more drawings. Every animator, beginning animator knows when you're looking at an example like this, there are usually 8 keys that you start with. All right, look at this first drawing, and I want you to imagine how far apart your feet are. OMFG, Zaylee. Do you walk like this? I'm only picking on you because I can see your video. So this is what's called the gait. And I think that this example works, but it's very quick. Someone who has a gait that is almost half their in total height is actually moving very quickly. Now, an animator will use this one example, or an animation teacher will use this example, because it makes finding where the feet and hands are easier. If they're stretched out and if they're moving at a farther distance, it's less likely to make a mistake when you're doing either your keys or your breakdowns or in-betweens. So it might look a little goofy, but it's easier to animate this way. Another thing I want you to pay attention to here is, in this contact position, the head is in the neutral position. The top of the head is in the neutral position. excuse me. The hands are in a good silhouette against the body. And you can just see really quickly, just in some of the other examples, that that is true in some of the other examples. And then in the down position, the hands then reach their extreme position, farthest forwards, farthest backwards. Now, when you go into the up position, I believe in the Richard Williams example that it's absolutely incorrect to say that from the contact position where the hands are 6 inches from the body, and then in the down position that the hands are now 12 to 8 inches to 12 to 16 inches away from the, and then in the passing position, they are already halfway through their arc. No, your hands don't move this way. So my teaching intuition, especially in animation, has always been that Richard Williams knows that this will work. He knows that having just taking an example of the arm that's in the back position, in the down position, it moves further backwards a little bit. And then when it goes into the passing position, it does move very quickly. Like, whoa. And then the danger would be is that you have to get that hand in the right place to slow it down. And the up position hand and the now new contact position hand are in danger of overlapping each other and going backwards. So we're going to use this as just an example, but we're going to modify it just a little bit to make it work a little better for us. You need 16 drawings in your, I'm going to borrow Harmony for just a minute here. And I'm going to draw just a couple of things for you. And I'm going to actually, let me save this. Yeah, I'm just going to do it right here. That's fine. All right, so we're going to do a walk cycle. We have contact, down, passing, and up. And then we have contact, down, passing, and up. It's a total of 8 drawings. If I put these 8 drawings on 2s, that would factor to a 16-frame walk cycle. That means right foot forward to now, this contact position right here would be right here. So I'm going to draw it really small. So it loops, right? In music, you draw this little symbol right here to mean that it repeats. So these 8 drawings, if they were on 2s, as 16 frames, that means front foot forward to front foot forward again right here, which would be, this would be frame number 17 right here. That's really fast. That, think about it, that's 16 frames. That's only 2/3 of a second. So this example that we're looking at right here is just a total of 8 drawings. But because it's 8 drawings, it's on 4s, which means that it's 32 frames of a cycle, which is just about, so if you take 24 out of 32, you get another 8 frames. So it's 1 second plus 8 frames. So it's 1 second plus a beat. And so this is almost 1 1/3 second. So it's still a pretty brisk walk. But this walk cycle is on 4s. And so you have contact down, passing up, contact down, passing up. And you would probably need to do these in-betweens right here. Now, a lot of times when I do these demos for the in-class portion of a walk cycle here, I always have to remind everyone that when you're plotting this out, contact down, passing up, contact down, passing up, that you need this drawing right here. You need the in-between between the last up position and the new contact position that's going to be starting. And so a lot of times what an animator will do is copy this one just for a moment so that they can get this breakdown position here for a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 drawings. Don't forget about this last drawing right there. All right, everyone okay? Just about the math. 1 1/3 seconds is your walk cycle. We're going to go back to Rough Animator and let's plan this out. So what we're going to do is we're going to just have this guy walking on the left focal points right here. In the background, let's just give ourselves some sort of nifty background. And good, I'm drawing on the background layer. I'm going to make a new layer. And on this layer here, I'm going to call this layer my LO, my layout layer. And on my layout layer, oh, hold on. I want to get that purple back. All right, and I'm going to put some, I'm going to use a nasty red color. And the reason that I'm calling it nasty is because we don't want to see that color. But this layout drawing is going to have a whole bunch of information on it. So the first thing I'm going to do is identify my left and right focal points. Someone's coming in. All right. The next thing, I don't need a vanishing point. I don't need to go in here and like draw a perspective grid. I don't need to do that. You can use a single vanishing point in the middle if you want, but we're technically not going to use it. What we are going to use is a ground plane. And so somewhere about right here, I'm just going to put a dotted line. It's just it doesn't need to go any further than that. So this is my horizon. And this is the ground plane. Our walk cycle is going to be in place. It's going to be an in place I over P walk cycle. And again, on my layout, contact, down, passing, and up. I'm going to Z out of that because I want to do it this way. Contact, down, passing, and up. And then we're going to copy these and put them here. Contact, down, passing, and up. But we're going to need this really copy of this contact position here to make the breakdown positions for a total of 16 drawings. All right. And interrupt me if you have any questions. This walk cycle is, it's going to cycle. This is the best way to learn how to do a walk is to have it cycle. All right. So what we're going to think about here is just a couple of things. I've already dragged that color in there. We're going to use a typical blue color for our rough animation. And on the layer number 1, we're going to do a couple of, actually, let's do this on the layout layer first, just because we can always clean it up a little bit. I'm going to just draw a typical character. I'm going to draw the head. What's the next thing I'm going to draw, Hannah?
Shoulders or
Nope,
chest.
line of action.
Oh,
Always get that line of action in there. All right, and I'm gonna have my character in the side view. It's just easier that way, everybody. All right, and I'm going to make this a little bit more character oriented. All right, and then I'm going to just jump back over here just for 1 second. And again, we're going to analyze this. I do not want this much of a gate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to imagine that there's a volume for his lower torso and a volume for his upper torso. And I'm going to put a little crosshair right here and right here. That's where my legs and arms will be connected. And I'm just going to draw an outside, I'm going to try to draw a gentle little line of action for this, will be his right foot. And now what I'm going to do is I'm also going to go back in here and I'm going to make sure that the walk cycle has a forward lean to it. So there's if I draw like the line that is straight up and down vertical to the ground plane, there's a certain angle here. This is the lean. This is your forward lean. Now in the Richard Williams book, when he talks about, I mean, a lot of animation texts will just have an example in their book. But when Richard Williams talks about this, he goes on for 40 pages in the Animator Survival Kit, just about, this is one way to do it. This is another way. Here's one way, here's another way. But, and then in that, he also makes a comment about the walks like a walk is the act of falling and catching yourself. And I'm sorry I even mentioned it, because it's a wrong notion to even think about. You're in forwards momentum. So this lean here is something that I want to think about here, because if I have my foot, I want the forward lean to be about, I want the rearwards foot to be right about here. So coming from this point as well, I'm going to do a line of action forwards and then backwards a little bit. And I'm going to look at it and I'm like, that one's okay. This one's okay. The foot in the back position here is bent. And you can see it, here on this example as well, that the foot is bent, your toe is bent in that contact position. All right. Again, we're on the layout layer, and I have not decided what I'm going to plan this out is that this is my right foot and that this is the left foot, which means that if this is the right foot forward, that means that the right arm should be backwards. So this would be the right arm. Your arms are just kind of straight here. I'm going to put a little curl on the end of the arm, the radius, just to be a hand. And I'm going to, if I go to a cleanup phase, I can always block that in just a little bit. All right, so, and I like this. I think that it's a little much, but on the other hand, I know that I've got a whole bunch of other drawings to get from the contact position here to the forwards position. So even though we're toning the legs down a little bit, we're going to keep the arms kind of in the same position. I'm going to actually change my mind just a little bit. I'm going to make it just a little bit more towards the body. Just a little bit. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw an arc of motion here across the elbows, and an arc of motion here across the wrists. And I'm going to draw an arc of motion across for the knees. And the arc of motion for the ankles is going to be completely different. We'll cover that in just a moment. So from the wrist position, going through the middle position on the lean, I want to copy this. So your hands are like a pendulum, and they're going to go equally distanced to the left and to the right. So the other hand is going to be about right here. And so its hand is just going to be like this. And I'm not going to draw it too heavily, because this is the right arm and this is the left arm right there. And all I want to do on this layout is to make sure that I can see where the arc is right here, because we're going to put our timing in on the arc based, or the timing on the position of those drawings based on the arc. What I'm doing right now is I'm identifying the top of the head, the bottom of the head, the top of the torso, the bottom of the torso. And I'm going to put the character in an up and down motion. So completely perpendicular to the ground plane. The character is not going to be going back and forth. He's not going to be doing a chicken thing while he's walking. He's just going to be going up and down. All right, so let's take a look at this. So now what I want to do in a completely different obnoxious green color on the layout is now we're going to do the arc for the ankle position. And I always use the ankle position when I'm doing this because the feet bend and they bend and they flop. And so I don't want to follow the toes. I don't want to follow the heel, just follow the ankle position. So this right here, the ankle position, and I'll just put a little A right here, is a little bit up off the ground plane. Everyone okay? All right, I'm going to zoom in on this about 150%. And this is, and you're just going to have to believe me, that this is generally what your arc of motion for the ankle looks like when you're doing a walk cycle. It does not look like this. That would be a really silly walk. It does not look like this. This would be a really slow shuffle. It does not look like this. That would be amazingly wrong. It doesn't look anything like anything else except this. Even this is a little bit exaggerated. If you were going to do your walk cycle and you were going to pick an arc of motion for the ankles, that was something like this. So just tone down just a little bit. So this is like a medium igloo, and this would be a really small igloo. This would be a big igloo. So don't use this, don't use this, don't use this. This one is okay. All right, is everyone okay? All right, so now what I'm going to do is, since this arc right here is in green, I'm going to copy the wrist arc in green as well. And then I'm going to zoom in on this 175%, just so we can see it. Let's go to 200. All right, so now what we have to do is we have to think about our timing. Oh, hold on a second. What is on layer 1? I did all of that on layer 1. Okay, so for some reason I jumped layers. That's okay, we're gonna have 2 different layout layers. In black, this is the position for this ankle. This is the position for this ankle. And I'm drawing these lines out here so that you can see them. This is the position for this wrist. This is the position for this wrist. We all know what drawing number this is. This is drawing number 1. All of these are drawing number 1. Now we're going to have to kind of figure this out, because in a timing sheet for animation, we have drawing number 1. If this drawing truly is on 4s, then the next drawing is going to be 5. The next key is going to be 9. The next key after that is going to be 13. These keys get copied. The silhouette gets copied, just like this example here, where this drawing looks very similar to this drawing. It just gets copied and it gets a new number. That number is 17. Keys are always circled in animation. The next 5 gets copied to 21, and I'm on 4. So this is going to be 25. This is going to be 29. I'm going to, on this chart right here, I'm also going to put in drawings 3, 7, 11, 15. I'm going to underline these because they are technically breakdown drawings. And we need drawing number 19, 23, 27. And I'm doing this because you don't ever want to forget about drawing 31. That's the hookup drawing between that last position and the first position. So technically, if this drawing right here, it's all drawing number 1, but if this is the position for drawing number 1 on the wrist, that now this can be 17. If this is drawing number 1 for the right leg, then this can be drawing number 17. All right, everyone okay? Hannah, you're okay? All right, so on this layout here, I'm also going to do, I'm going to come out just a little bit. All right. Now I'm also going to make a mark right at the top of his head. Now, when we are walking, we do have this oscillation. So in a animator's example for Richard Williams, he has the head going down quite a bit and going up in the up position quite a bit from its starting position. You know, that's just amazing that the head it's moving like a whole 8 inches. That's a very exaggerated cartoony walk. And for us, we do want to be able to see what we're doing. And so this is drawing number 1. This is a position for drawing number 1. So this is the contact, down, passing, and up positions. So when drawing number 5 happens, it depends on what you want to do. I'm going to put the down position right here. So this is drawing number 5. Drawing 9 and drawing number 1 can be right on top of each other. In the example here, you can see that Richard has brought the head up above this contact position. You can do that too. You can, what ends up happening is you favor the up position. That's fine. But here, if you just start out when you're, and trying not to get confused, then having drawing number 1 and 9 in the same position, it helps. It helps a lot to just not have to worry about it. And then from this down position, I'm going to copy the up position so that it's basically the same distance. And this is drawing number 13. So that's the extent that he goes down. This is the passing position, and this is the up position. Everyone okay? No one has any questions? All right, so we're going to do a couple things. What we're going to do is we're going to identify where all of these drawing positions are on this arc of motion and on this arc of motion, and then we'll take a break. Okay? Okay, so drawing 1, 5, 9, 13. These are circled, they're keys. Breakdown drawings are always underlined. This is drawing number 27. Okay, good, we're ready to go. So remember that if this is drawing number 1, and we're going from drawing key number 1 into key number 17, I've got 3 key drawings in order to get from this position to this position. And so just do it graphically. I'm going to put number 9 right here, exactly halfway. Everyone okay? And I'm going to put a little dot right here. And on drawing 25, this is actually going to become drawing 17, so I'm going to circle it lightly. And going from drawing 17 back into drawing number 125 is exactly halfway. So I'm going to just put drawing 25 right here. And I'm going to make a comment to you all that this is fine, that the character is going to be walking on a treadmill. And when a character is walking on a treadmill, it is a good thing to make sure that it is a steady speed. You do not want the treadmill to be starting to go faster or starting to go slower. Just have it be a steady speed. So that means that each one of these ankle positions has to be exactly the same measurement, or something will go haywire, at least along the ground. So right here, exactly between 1 and 9 is going to be 5. That's the breakdown position. I'm sorry, that's a key position. Let me draw that so you can see it a little better. So this is 5. That's a key position. And then exactly here is going to be drawing 13. And again, I'm drawing these little arrows here because if I started to draw here, you wouldn't be able to see it. Now, before you do anything else, take a look. Do these look like they're identical measurements? They are okay. They're okay. Now, what I can do is then I'm going to put a tiny little dot where the breakdown drawings are going to be. Do those look all evenly spaced? They look okay. Now, we've determined that this drawing 25 which is halfway between 17 and drawing number 1, is in an okay position. And all of a sudden, I'm going to throw a curveball at you. Because if we do the same thing on the top of the arc that we just did on the bottom of the arc, it will be fine. If we put halfway between drawing number 17 and drawing number 25 is 21, if we put drawing 21 right here, and make a little mark right there, it would be fine. It would move okay. But in animation, there are two things to think about. The first is favoring, and the next is extreme favoring. And I spelled extreme wrong. Extreme favor. If I take drawing 21 and I push it backwards just a little bit to this position, what ends up happening is that there's more of a distance here. And if I take 25, which the in-between, the technical in-between from 25 into 1 is 29, and halfway would be about right here with a small little dot. But if I favored the first position and I put the drawing number 29 right here, that leaves a big wide open space right here for drawing 25. That means the 25 is going to move a little faster. Remember we talked about spacing? Now it's where it really comes into play. So this is a favor. We're talking about favoring these 21 and 29 positions here in the foot position. So then what we can do is we go from 17 into 25, I'm sorry, 17 into 21, and we can favor it again, and we can just put the 19 position right here. I'm just checking my math. So you can either put the 19 position right here, or it could be exactly halfway, it's fine. But what happens is that when you do the 23 position, if you favor it backwards as well, 23 like this, then look at how much you're leaving 25 open. 25 is that place when you're doing the walk cycle, when you're walking along where your foot is going from the back to the forwards position, and you want to get it there. You want to get it there really fast. So if you're thinking faster, then isolating drawing 25 by favoring first the key 21 backwards just a little bit, and the 29 position forwards just a little bit instead of halfway, then what ends up happening is that 25 looks faster. And so do the same thing for the breakdown positions. Going from 25 into 29, put 27 like right here, and then put 31 can just be right in the middle. It's fine right there. Just remember to do it. So, and because we've got these other numbers in here, let's go ahead and put the breakdown positions in so we don't get confused. 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, 23, 25, 27, 29, 31, and 1. Let me put the underlines here. And you're ready to go. So as long as you have it platted out like that, nothing can go wrong. As long as you have your arc drawn correctly and the position for the ankles, right, drawn correctly, then nothing can go wrong. All right, so now let's do the timing for the wrist position. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the wrist. Let me think about this. No, I'll just do it right here. So this is drawing number 1 right here. And so let me cross out this just very lightly and this very lightly, because remember that all of those were technically pulled from drawing number 1. In the wrist position, something funny happens. We already talked about it, but let's just review, where the wrist goes backwards first before it goes forwards. So this is true overlapping action. So let's just put drawing number 5 right there. And this is drawing 17. So the next drawing after 21, I'm sorry, the next drawing after 17 is 21. So just a little bit. You don't have to do it very much, but it's going to be much better walk cycle if you take, oops, sorry. The key is 21. And so it goes out, 21 goes out from the key position. 5 goes backwards and out from the key position. And so what I almost did for you is did a close-up view of the arc for the wrist. But let's just stay here because the graphic ends up being a little confusing. All right, I'm going to draw a little more cleanly here. So we have to identify 2 more key positions. We have to get from drawing number 5 into drawing number 17. And in order to, because 17 is right here, in order to do that, we have drawing 5 into 17, we have a 9 and a 13 position. Now, if the wrist has started in the 1 position and then gone out to 5, it is conceivable, that's inconceivable, that the 9 position can be right where the 1 position was. So, so look what I'm suggesting. The wrist goes from here out a little bit, and then because the pendulum is easing back into its motion, it's right here, and it'll be fine. Hannah, just nod, it's fine. So remember this. So I'm going to put like a little star right here, and you're all following along with me logically. Let's take a look at this. Look where Richard Williams has this wrist position. Oh no. So this motion right here between this wrist position and this position is insane. This is just way too fast. Way too fast. So I like mine better. And we're going to do the same thing going backwards. It goes from 17 to 21, and then this is going to be 25. And you're just going to have to trust me that it'll work. It'll be fine. It's a key position. Now we got to get from 9 into 17. And it's okay now to put 13 right in the middle. So I'm going to just draw it like this. 13 is right in the middle. Let's count. 1, 5, 9, 13, 17, 21, 25. Let's put another little dot right there. Now we got to get from 25 back into 1. And it's okay if we just borrow the same position across the middle and put 25 right across from where 13 was. That's fine. Let's put the breakdown positions in here. Now, if I start drawing, and this is why I usually sometimes do it over here, is if I put 3 right there, I'm just going to draw a little 3 like that, and then put 7 right across from it, it'll be fine. When we talk about this favoring position, if you put 3 and 7 favoring 5, it's even better. But for right now, these 2 can be in-betweens. When we talk about in-betweens in animation, and I'm going to say, we're going from drawing 1 into drawing number 5. And I'm going to say, going from 1 into 5, if I say 3 is halfway, that's what this chart looks like. If I was going to say drawing 1 going into drawing 5, and I was going to favor the 5 position, I could say this is out and the 3 position is going to be here. So instead of a half, it's a third. This is a favor. So this is the F, this is the favor. If I was going to say 1 going into 5, and I was going to put 3 way close to it like this, and I would just, this is an extreme favor. All 3 of these would work. All 3 of these, A, B, and C ideas will work. And only the truly experienced animator will be able to tell the difference. For you, just use A, because you've already got the overlapping action here going on with the 5 position, which is identified by this asterisk in 21. And it's easy to be confused enough as it is, but let's just keep going. Let's start with this one on the other wrist. 17 is going to go into the 21 position, so 19 is going to be right here. So just make 19. and 21 goes into 25 with a 23 position. So let's count. We start from 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. We need an 11 position. And you can do the same thing that we were just talking about with this favoring. And I'll draw the little chart right here. So we're going to go from 9 into 13. And if you put it halfway, you'll be fine. But you can do a favor. In this one, you can use thirds. And you could say, I want to favor the 11 position here, and I don't want this one. So in this, we're going to put the 11 position right there. It's not quite a third, right about right there. So that's my 11 position. 13, and now we're going to do the same thing going from 13 into 17. So 13 going into 17. We need a 15. We don't need this half. We can do a third. We don't need this one. We're going to favor 17 position. So 17 is right here. And so we can put it right here. That isolates drawing 13 and 25 and makes 13 look faster, which is what we want. So 13 and 25 will be fast for the wrist, and 9 and 20, well, 25 will be fast for the ankle position. All right, let's count again. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, 23, 25, 20, 21, 23. Hold on a second. I want to make sure I got this right. 20, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, 23. This is 25. And this should be 29. I'm sorry, I screwed that up. This should be drawing number 29. All right, so we got to go from 25 into 29, and just putting 17 or 27 right across from 15 is fine. So that isolates 29. 29 going back into drawing number 1 and put that right across from 11, and that is drawing 31. So I'm going to underline those. Those are my breakdown positions. Okay. All right, take a deep breath. Everyone okay? There's a lot of stuff up there, right? It's like Billy's insane. Billy's out of his mind, right? So what I want you to do right now is, it's 8 o'clock. It's not going to take that long to animate our walk cycle because we've got most of the plan done right now. So take a 20-minute break. Come back at 8:30, and we're going to animate our walk cycle based on this map. All right? Come back at 8:30. Hannah, are you back? Hannah's back. Elsa's back. All right. How did that sound to you? How did that little demo sound? Is it logical? Anything confusing? No, nothing? Keep going? Just keep going, okay. All right, so I'm going to animate this now. And I swear to all of the gods put together, the Greek, the Roman, the Mayan, the Aztec gods, that you can animate straight ahead. You can use the examples that you see online. But I think this way, you know exactly what you're doing. The other way, where you would just be using the examples and drawing frame by frame and drawing the whole drawing and for every single, and going through it and going back and doing in-betweens. I think this way, you actually learn how to animate the character a little more strongly. All right, so I'm going to jump back in here to Rough Animator. I'm going to limit the number of frames in my timeline here. All right, so I got my layout. This is actually layout 2. So what I'm going to do is take both of these down, because I just want to feel them. I can bring them back up if I need them. I just want to be able to see where I'm going. Okay, new layer. This is just going to be W for walk. I'm gonna just draw the first drawing. So with this rough color, I'm just gonna keep it rough to begin with. I'm just going to, I'm gonna go back out to 100%. Drawings look a little better. All right, so I'm just gonna get this guy, this character. Oops, you know what? I'm gonna change that just for a second. I wanna make sure that I start right at that mark. I wanna make sure that this stays as an oval. Next, usually go backwards. I'm going to take the torso right off my layout. I am going to give him a little bit more of a rib cage there. I'm going to bring in that little crosshair for the shoulders and the little crosshair for the hips. And I'm going to just stop for a moment. You know, I could embellish this just a little bit more, but the reason I'm going to stop is because, and I'm going to draw this on the layout, I want to do this first. I want to get the up and down motion of the head, neck, and body correct before I do anything else. If I screw up the up and down motion of the head and neck and body, then everything else is going to become scrambled. So I need to do this animation first. If you're doing it in Maya, if you're doing it in Toon Boom, hand-drawn animation, I would highly recommend taking your head, your neck, your body, whatever the character is, and drawing it, getting it in its right performance, its right lean, and then doing that animation first. This is going to be really easy. We're going to take this and we're going to copy it. We're going to take this and add a drawing after. And we're going to add a drawing after again. And we're going to paste it right here. Oops, hold on a second. It's still not doing it. There, it should work now. There we go. All right, and so I'm going to bring the layout with us here in just a moment, but remember that what we had done was looked at the number of frames that we've got. So we have got 1 to 31, which means that we have a total of 32 frames. So before I do anything, I'm going to take my background drawing or my layout drawing, and the background is going to come with it. We're going to take this all the way out to 32 frames. Exactly 32 frames, no more, no less. This is just a walk cycle. All right, so yeah, this is funny. I'm going to paste, what am I going to do here? Hold on a second. I'm going to delete this frame here for just a moment. All right, so this one I'm going to add 2 frames. Everything's on 2s. And so now here I'm going to paste it here. There we go. And it didn't bring the on 2s with it. So I'm going to delete this. And I forget how to do that. I'll just try to hit the delete button. Right click doesn't work.
It's just above your mouse, probably just a
Just-
little bit above your mouse. It has
Just do
delete
what?
drawing.
I can't hear you. Speak a little louder.
Oh, it's delete drawing and it's just a little bit above your mouse.
Oh, I see. Okay. There we go. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the drawing that's in my clipboard and I'm just going to paste it all the way down the timeline. So I'm going to say add a drawing after this and paste. Add a drawing after and paste. Add a drawing after, paste. Add a drawing after, paste. All the way down. It'll make sense here in just a moment. And one more. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back. I'm going to take this all the way out to, I want both of my layouts all the way out there. And I'm going to do one more thing to my layout. And again, I'm going to add this, that color is already there. So I'm going to take a bright magenta and I'm going to go back to my layout. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, sorry. What I'm going to do is, and not every single example that you might find out there online explains this. But if I go here and I just say, where is my example? I don't know where I put it. I don't know where I put it. Let's just redo it. 2D animation walk cycle. Bring it back up again. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. All right, so we were working with this one. All right, so what Richard Williams has here is this down, contact down, passing up, contact down, passing up. But what I'm going to do is I am going to pretend that this bastard is walking along the pathway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend that he's walking, he goes into the down position, and then he goes into the passing position, and then he comes up again. And then I'm going to stop, and I'm going to say, that's the general idea, but I want to make it more clear. So I'm going to say that this is the oscillation, that he's going to go contact, down, passing, and then up. And then this is drawing 17. And then he's going to go contact, down, passing, and up, and then back into what this would be drawing 33. And I'm going to put this one in a square because we don't play around with that one. So let's identify these. This is drawing 1, this is 17. That means this is drawing 9. That means this is drawing 25. And I'm going to circle that. So that means the down is 5, the up is 13, and we're going to count this again. So 17, contact down is 21, and then this one is 29. And let's go ahead and just put the marks for the breakdowns in there. This is 3, this is 7, this is 11, 15, 17, 19, 21, 23, 25, 25, 27, 29, and 31. And so what I need then is I'm going to come over here, or actually I'm going to do it on this one, is that in my contact drawing, which is 1 and 17, right? You can see that the head has not moved anything. And so I'm going to just make a mark. It's going to be level like this. So for 1 and 17, and drawing number 9 and 25, there's no movement up or down for the head, neck, and body. And so let's pick drawing number 5. And so 5 and 21 are both in the down position. So see this? And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to immediately say that this is going to be, let's say that we guess just from our stage that this is like 8 pixels. So I'm going to say that drawings number 5 and 21 are 8 pixels down. So I'll put a little arrow like this. And then I'm going to go to 13, which is my up position. And then it matches for 29 back over here. And we're going to say that these are 8 pixels up. Seems reasonable enough. So that means if drawing 5 is and 29 are 8 pixels down, that means that drawings 3 and 19 are going to be 4 pixels down. And then drawings number 7 and then drawings number 23 are going to be 4 pixels down. So this is my down area. And then 25 is even, right? 9 and 25 are even, but that means that 11 and 27 are going to be 4 pixels up. And then 15 and 31 are going to be 4 pixels up. So this is my down grouping, and this is my up grouping. And I just picked 4 pixels just because it's easier to do the math. We can do this part manually when we go in here. Right now, there's no motion. If I just play this, there's nothing moving at all. And so what you can do is you can just say, let's go to frame number 5. And here we are at frame 5. And with our selection tool, we're just going to grab this and we're going to move it down. Now, I do have a shift now with this new installation of Rough Animator. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move number 5 down, just so about to the place where I have the mark here on the layout, right? And then I'm going to go, this is drawing number 9, so it's not going to move at all. This, and I'm doing this on 8, so this is drawing 13, and I'm going to select this, and I'm going to move it up to the little place right there, and it's not taking my shift key. You can see that I can accidentally move it left or right. Let's keep going. So this is drawing 17. It just stays where it is. That means that this, being drawing 21, goes into the down position. So I'm just going to grab it and I'm going to move it straight down so that the top of the head meets that little part. This is drawing number 25. It just stays right where it is. This is drawing number 29. And so drawing 29 is the up position. Grab it and just move it up. Try not to make it go left and right, just to that little position. Now don't play this because it's going to look really, really erratic. So what I want now is I'm going to turn my onion skin range on just so I can see a little bit before and a little bit after. And I'm going to do the breakdown position. So now I'm on drawing 3 and pay attention, 3 goes down. So I'm going to grab drawing number 3. And I'm going to move it right in between those 2 positions. All right, 5 is already done. 7 is in the down. So we just grab it and we move it in between those 2 key positions. And so this is drawing 9. It's in the same position, 1, 9, 17, and 25. Don't move them. All right, so this is drawing 11. 11 goes up. We're just drawing this up a little bit. So 11, grab it and move it up just in between. It's like the thickness of a line. Okay, this is 13. We've already got it. This is drawing number 15. It goes up just 4 pixels, so grab it, move it up. And keep going. This is 17, leave it alone. This is drawing 19, it goes down 4 pixels. Grab it, move it down, right in between those. This is 21, we've already done it, right? That's our first, or it's our second down position, leave it alone. This is 23, it goes down 4 pixels. Grab it, move it down. All right, this is 25, it's already a key position, leave it alone. This is 27, it's going up 4 pixels. All right, and that's 29 is a key, leave it alone. This is drawing 31, it goes up 4 pixels. All right, save it. And this is the first time I've done it, BB_walk. Save it, play it. It's going to be fine. I think that the motion, even with what we've done, is a little overdone. And that if you want to, when you're doing your animation here, if you wanted to make this distance just a little bit more subtle, it would be fine. But remember that you've got to take into account the feet moving away from each other, splaying away from each other. All right, so that's essentially right. Nothing is going backwards. Nothing is moving left and right too much. It's okay. I would not recommend putting the head on one level and then the feet and arms on their own level. You could just go ahead and draw it. As long as you can see your layout, this is going to be your rough layer anyway. So it would be walk_rough. It's just going to be your rough layer. Ideally, you would clean this up. All right, so in drawing number 1, you can take your leg, whoops, I want to be in the brush mode. So come off the butt, pick your right color. Come off the butt, back of the knee, and this is where the anatomy that you know comes into play. This is your quadricep, this is your patella, the tibia and fibia are pretty straight. Draw your calf muscle in there. If you wanted to put like a little mark right there where the knee is, I think that would be fine. You could also adjust it because here I think that my knee is actually a little lower. So I'm gonna adjust this just a little bit. I want my calf to be a bit thicker here. There we go. And then, so I'm following my original plan. That's my calf muscle here. It goes to the elbow, and I'm just gonna draw in the foot. Now, in some applications, I've had students copy and paste. But let's not do that right now. What I'm gonna do is we're gonna just animate the foot first. So along this, we're gonna just say, you can play it right now. The foot will just pop. It'll just pop on that first drawing. So what we're going to do is on this, we're going to look at this and say, you know what would happen if we took this foot and copied and pasted it? Just the foot, so we get it right. So I'm going to copy that. And we're going to go to this position here. We're going to paste it. And again, it's not behaving. There we go. All right, so what this is drawing 3. So what we can do is we can rotate this a little bit and we can put the heel right where the little mark is on drawing number 3. Now we're going to go to drawing 5, paste it. Go to drawing 5, paste it, rotate it so that it's flat now with the ground plane, and put it on drawing 5. And this is the ground plane is here. So I'm going to copy this position now. And now we're just going to paste it. And move it to position number 7, just for the heel. And again, I wish I had my shift key because this you want to keep straight and on the ground plane. So now go to drawing number 9. Drawing number 9. I'm going to go backwards. We missed, no, 7's in the right place. 9, okay. And then this is drawing 11. Paste it. This is drawing 11. Again, I wish I had a shift key. I don't. Just be careful. Sometimes what helps is if you just keep copying, because it's a good thing to work with. So I'm going to copy this, go to this position, paste it, and so now all I have to do is just move it a little bit. All right, so this, if we go back and look at our example, remember that in drawing 1 and drawing 17, the foot is bent at the toe. So when we get to drawing number 15, we don't technically want to paste this one, but we know that this is the shape of the foot. So in drawing number 15, well, we should just paste this. And the reason we should paste this is because the arc says it's flat. So we're just gonna go ahead and put 15 right there. But in drawing 17, what we have to do is we have to copy from our layout. So this is our foot. And make sure you don't make it too big or too small. Keep the foot just about the same size. For this position here, this is 19. The ankle is coming up, and we see the toe bent just a little bit more. Just like that. Let's go to drawing number 19. Sorry, 21. And so 21 is right here. So what we can do is we can paste, and we can take this and put the ankle where it's supposed to be, rotate it, and put it right here. So it would be inconceivable if the toe went through the ground plane. So right there, I think would be fine. We're going to copy it again. We're going to go to here. We're going to paste it. So this is the 23 position. What I'm going to do is move the rotation right to the ankle and see if I can get the foot to start coming forward in this 23 position. And say copy, go to the next drawing, paste. This is 25. So this is right here. So now you can see that the toe is already intersecting through the ground plane. Bring it up. It's got to be this way in just a couple more drawings anyway. So get it rotated, copy it, go to the next drawing, paste it. This is drawing 27. Rotate it a bit more. Like that, copy it. This is drawing 29, paste it. This is 29. Get it to be about in between the two angles right there, copy it. And you're drawing 31, paste it. And then just move it to the 31 position and rotate it just a little bit more. Save your file, play it. And your foot looks okay. Go back to drawing number 1. Now we're going to draw 2. So get your, oops, hold on. I want my onion skin on just a little bit more strongly. And here's something to consider. This is the one tricky thing here. And every animator should know this. So on my layout, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little note on drawings number 5. Oops. Drawings number 5. I don't want it right there. What I want to do is I want to put like a little star. Drawings 3 and 5 and 7 and 9 and 21 and 23, right? Because that's the place where the hand, well, that's the place where the down drawing is. So that's where the body's going down for 3, 5, 7, 19, 21. So those are that's where the knee goes forward. So all animators know that the knee goes forward, right? So I'm going to put a little arrow there, a little reminder, the knee goes forward. In fact, both knees go forward. The right knee and the left knee both go forward. So I'm going to write both knees. So when I draw in I don't know why I can't see my, hold on a second. I'm going to bring this up just a little bit more. All right. My onion skin is giving me too much of the body. I just want to see the leg right here. So on drawing 3, I'm just going to animate this straight ahead. And so the foot is already in the right position. the foot for 5 is, or 3 is already in the right position, but the knee has got to go forward. And again, I'm kind of losing my first drawing there. There we go, right there. So now, so this is coming down, come off the butt, bring this line forward, bring the quads forward just a little bit, like the thickness of a pencil. So this is counteraction. The knee is going forward, but the foot is going backwards. So that's this foot right there. And now go to drawing number 5. This is the down position, come off the butt. The knee is still going forward just a little bit. The patella, the tibia are going backwards, and get this connected to the heel. Keep going. So now drawing number 7 is right here. It's 7 is starting to go up, come off the butt, bring the lines right kind of where they were in drawing number 5, and draw your calf muscle connected to the heel and your tibia and fibia. Keep going. Now drawing 9, 9 is even with drawing 1, come off the butt, quadricep, look at where your heel is, get the calf muscle working. All right, and then drawing number 11, it's already back here. So your hamstrings, your quads. And so now that I draw those, I can see that my leg is here. I'm gonna make a little bit of adjustment right there. Before I even start one drawing, I'm gonna kind of point the hamstrings a little more closely. So the actual leg is gonna move a little faster because it had to go forward. Now it's going backwards. So always follow your mark for the inside of the back of the knee and the patella, and get sometimes it's easier to draw the tibia first because it's a straight line, and then get the calf muscle in there. All right, next drawing. So this is drawing number 13, come off the butt, point it, hamstrings, right? You're trying to get to this heel right here. Quads, that's your patella, point the tibia right there, and get your calf muscle working right in there. That's good. All right, now we're drawing number 15. So, and I can see where my drawings were, right? I can see where they were. Come right there, point, tibia, calf muscle. And then this drawing is 17. So pull it right off of the layout that you had from drawing number 1. All right, and remember we're doing the near foot first. So we're gonna test it here in just a moment. Keep going, you have a couple more drawings. Now we're doing drawing number 19. 19, so remember that 19, the knee, both knees are going forwards here. So this is an easy one because the leg is naturally going forward, but it's going to be a little more tricky when we get to the away knee. And it's going to be a little more tricky when we get to the away knee, which is a weird thing to say, because we're not going to be able to really see it. It's going to be hidden by the leg we're drawing right now. All right, so connect it to the foot. Remember to just play around with your opacity if you can't see it. Look, identify your foot first. This is going forwards. Get your quadricep, your calf muscle, the tibia. Remember, we already determined that the foot was in the right place. So all you have to do is get the parts moving. Try not to shorten everything up. So if this leg right here, if this lower leg looks a little skinny, then bring the knee up a little bit. All right, and then this foot is here, coming off the butt, hamstrings, quads, calf muscle. 2 more drawings to get back. Quads, tibia, calf muscle, and 1 more to get to your first drawing. All right, let's take a look at it, save it, play. So the lines are rough. They're kind of wiggling around a little bit, but the knee is moving correctly. If you want to go back in there and turn your onion skin off and just go through this. Frame by frame, just to kind of touch things up a little bit so that the volumes on the leg aren't moving around too much. This is the leg you will see primarily. So just like one of those things where your hands have memory, and just always try to keep the volume of that leg the same. Like that was looking a little skinny right there. All right. So now let's do the near arm. On the same level here, what we're going to do is we're going to draw the hand, and we're going to get the hand moving first. And so I'm paying attention to my time here. In drawing number 1, we're just going to get the hand drawn as a little triangle. Just get it as like a little thing that just represents the hand drawing on drawing number 1. We're going to do the same thing. We're just going to copy and paste it. So we're going to say, and it might be better to even do it in a separate color so you can kind of see what it is, but that's okay. We're going to copy. We're going to paste it. We're going to move it to the 3 position. And this is where you can add a little bit of a, put the rotation point on the wrist, and just favor drawing number 5, copy it, go to drawing number 5, paste it, put it to number 5. It's just a really small, minute difference, and rotate it just a little bit. Go to drawing number 7, paste it, and just leave it where it was, because that's where you copied it from 3. Go back to drawing, this is drawing number 9, and paste it, and bring it to the 9, whoops, bring it to the 9 position, rotate it back just a little bit, and copy it. Go to the 11 position, paste it, and follow your marks. This is where, and you can rotate this just a little bit too. Remember, you're only going to try to hit this position, so you don't have to rotate it anymore. Copy it, paste it. This is the 13 position, so drag it over to 13, copy it, go to the 15 position, paste it, move it to 15. I'm going to rotate it just a little bit more. Copy it. This is the 17 position, so it should match your layout. Paste it. Right, and we're going to go to the 19 position. We're going to paste it. We're going to take this out to, and remember that the extreme is 21. So watch your little marks right there. Don't try to make it go backwards or forwards. Copy it, drawing 21, paste it, move it out to the 21 position, rotate it just a little bit more. This is the 23 position. Just paste it and leave it alone, because that's where it is on the chart. 25, paste it and start to move it backwards just a little bit. Drawing number 27, paste it, move it to where your mark is, and go to the next drawing, paste it. This is drawing 29, so it's going to be all the way here. Rotate it just a little bit, copy it, go to your 31 position, paste it, and put this on 31, and rotate it just a little bit, save, play. All right, so what you're looking for here is you're looking for any position where the hand is incorrectly positioned. It's going on the arc properly, it looks good. It's not going backwards or forwards. It's not jumping backwards or forwards. It's moving smoothly. it's nice and it's easing into this 21 position and it's easing into the 5 position. That's correct, that's good. So now, sometimes it's easier to do this in a slightly different color. So let's go more magenta here. All right, so now what we're gonna do is so unlike the knee, which both knees go forwards in these cluster of drawings here, the hand just moves like a pendulum. So, and this is why we use the little mark here. Sometimes what you can do is you can actually add a little circle here so you know where to come off of. Oh, you know what? This is drawing number 1. We have to, you have to draw our whole hand first, our whole arm first. Just give yourself a simple bicep, tricep, elbow, ulna, radius is on the top, ulna's on the bottom, connect it to the wrist, and then go. Hand is going backwards now. So the body's going down, the knee, the elbow is going backwards just a little bit, like the thickness of a pencil line. This is coming down. We're drawing number 3. We're going into the down position, connected to the wrist. Drawing number 5. It's still coming down a little bit. The elbow is coming back just a little bit. The thickness of a pencil line connected to the hand. Bicep is coming down a little bit. The radius is right there. Keep going, drawing number 7. Now it's starting to come back up. Connect the radius. I'm sorry, ulna, it's on the bottom. All right, keep going. It continues to go up. Ulna, radius. Keep going. It's good that we can see the hand here. That's good. Don't make the hand straight right here. The arm straight. Keep the arm bent. Don't ever draw a straight arm. It's more natural to give a slight bend to your arm. It always looks better. Again, when you're drawing, you should always think your muscle groups or your bones. All right. That one's a little sloppy, but that's okay. It's a good thing that we put that little crosshair in there because that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at to start my tricep, my radius, bicep, right? Like, so I'm following those crosshairs that we know are working already. We just got to connect it to the hands. 3 more. Hand is coming back, so make sure your lines are actually moving backwards or to the left. Right there, good, we can still see it. Keep the arm in a bent position. Now this becomes tangential, that the elbow and the butt are right on top of each other. So let the elbow win. Let the elbow break the plane of the back just a little bit right there. All right, we got one more drawing to do to get to our first position. Save it, play it. So it's looking pretty good. I'm looking to see if the elbow is going backwards anywhere. It's not. The volumes are okay. It's working pretty well. All right, so now what we're going to do is the away foot. This is the easy part. So we're going to do the away foot in a slightly lighter blue. And I'm going to save that. All right, so pull this right off of your layout, your calf muscle, get your foot working. And different than what we did with the near foot. With this one, we're going to just redraw it. You can, if you want, copy and paste just this foot, if it's easier for you. But sometimes it's easier to just redraw it. Sometimes it's easier to copy and paste it. The reason that I say that is because this one's bent right here. So let's just go to the third, drawing number 3. Drawing number 3 matches drawing number 19. So get this foot right here. This is the one where it's just bent on the toe a little bit. And just draw that foot like you know it. This is where both feet are going, knees are going forwards. Every animator in the world knows that both knees go forwards on those down positions. And we're really not ready to copy that foot yet. So this one will be okay. So now we're on drawing 5, which matches drawing 21. 21 is here. So just get that foot like this and kind of look at this one. It's the same kind of volume. And then you can copy this. Just copy it. Move the rotation point to the ankle, then copy it. And now we're gonna, all we're gonna do is we're gonna here and we're gonna paste it. And we're gonna move it to, this is 7, so that matches the 23 position. So move it and just concentrate on what you're doing. I'm okay. That's okay. Copy it again. Go to this position, and you got to be careful when you do this one, because when you hit the 25 position, it's going to be right there, and it's going to be behind the other leg. So if you put it right there, it's in the right position, but you almost want to erase it a little bit. You want to make sure it's not tangential. So I'm just going to favor it being to the left just a little bit. We're going to go to drawing number 11, which matches 27, which is okay. So here we're going to take it and we're going to pull all the way out to 27, rotate it. Hold on a second. I'm going to Z this out. We're going to paste it again, and we're going to put it in 27, rotate it. That's good. Copy this. We're on drawing 13. Go ahead and paste it. Whoop. Paste it. We're on drawing 13, which matches 29. Put it right on 29. Rotate it. Right about there. Copy it. This is drawing 15, which matches 31. That's your last breakdown position. Copy it. This is 31. So put it right there. Okay. Now we're on drawing 17, which matches our layout. Paste it. Rotate it. Put it right on top of the layout. Copy it again. Go here. Now we're on drawing 20. Oh, I'm sorry. 20. Come on. 21. We're on drawing 19. Paste it. The drawing 19 goes backwards now, so it's going to match drawing 3 position. And hopefully everyone knows what I mean, what I'm saying. That I'm looking at drawing frame number 19, but it matches the 3 position on the away arc. Copy this, and now here for this one, now it becomes flat on drawing number 5. 21 matches 5. Now it matches the ground plane. So I'm just going to copy this. And this one is going to be a little tricky. So when we paste this one on, no, the next one will be tricky. So this is 23, which matches 7. That's right there. And I'm looking at that little circle. Copy it. Now we're on drawing number 23. Paste it and be careful. Now it's behind. So on this one, I'm not going to even draw this one. I don't think so. Let me think about this for a second. It's going to match the 9 position. Oh, look at that. It just fits right there. So just leave it right there. Copy it. Paste it. This is going to go to the 11 position, copy it, paste it. This goes to the 13 position, copy it. This goes to the 15 position and just paste it. Now save your work and let's see if that's okay. So now I'm just looking at that light blue foot. Okay, that's working pretty fine. So let's go back to our pencil. We got our first drawing here. All right, we got our second one in there. This is our third one. We got the foot in the right place. The knee is still going forward. Calf muscle, tibia. Now it's still going forward. The body's coming up. Calf muscle connects to the ankle, tibia. All right, so now the foot is, the left foot is just hint at it. It's going away. In this drawing, the foot is out here. All we're gonna see is just like a little bit of the knee, just a little bit of it. We'll see it come back here. So now the quad is here, tibia, hamstring, calf muscle, quad, it's coming down again, tibia, back of the knee, calf muscle, continues to come out here a little bit. Now it's moving backwards. This is drawing 19, where our knee starts to go forwards again. So remember that in drawing 19 and in 21, the knee has to go forwards here. That's a big thing to know. It's like the most important thing on top of everything that you're doing. Their knee is still going forwards a little bit here. And you're not going to see most of it. It's being covered up. And this one, you're not going to see hardly anything at all. This one, here it comes back. So we have our hamstring, we have our calf muscle, our tibia. Then we got two more drawings. So now it comes off the butt. Calf, tibia, quad, knee, and one more. So now you can see that it's, if you use this light blue, it's hard to see it with the onion skin, but that's okay. All right, so let's take a look, save your work and play it. All right, so now what I'm looking at is I'm making sure that just that blue, light blue leg isn't doing anything funny. It's not going backwards or forwards. It's not jiggling around, it's moving correctly. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the same thing, but with the away hand. Or we're gonna use like a green color for the away hand. So on drawing number 1, which is the same as 17, we're gonna borrow just that little triangular shape, keep it about the same size as the other one. We're gonna copy it. We're gonna paste it, and remember, it goes out. So we're gonna put the rotation point at the wrist. We're gonna rotate it a little bit. We're gonna put it into the, this one is the 3 position. Copy it, go to the next drawing, paste it, rotate it just a little bit. This goes to this 20, it's actually the 21 position. All right, go to the next drawing, paste it and leave it right where it was because that's where you pasted it from. Go to the next one, paste it. We're coming back. So this is drawing 9, which matches drawing 25. So this is the 25 position right there. Copy it. This is drawing number 11, which matches the 27 position. Paste it, put this into the 27 position. Copy it, and the hand is going to go away. So in drawing 13 here, which matches the 29 position, if you put it here, it would be silly. So just delete it. Here, this is 15, which matches the 31 position. Go ahead and paste it and put it into the 31 position. Rotate it backwards. Oh. rotate it just a little bit, copy it, and paste it. This is 17, which matches the 1 position. Leave it right there, rotate it maybe just a little bit. Oh, hold on. I don't know why this one's giving me trouble right here. There we go. Just a little bit, copy it. All right, this is 19. Oh, hold on. Did it again. Paste it. All right, so 19 matches the 3 position. It's smoother if you copy it and then paste it. Move it into the 5 position. All right, that's fine. Drawing number 21, just paste it and leave it where it is. Drawing 23, paste it and it matches the 7 position. So let it come just a little bit forward. Okay, copy it. This one, just paste it and it's gonna, this is drawing 25, so it matches the 9 position. Just move it forwards just a little bit. Copy it. This is 27, so it matches the 11 position. Paste it, push it to 11, follow the arc, copy it. This is 29, it matches the 13 position. And if you put this on 13, you're not gonna see it. You'll just see like a little snubber, just delete it. This is drawing number 31. It matches 15 position, which is right there. And this is the tricky one because it can look like a guy's nifty bits if you don't get it in the right place. So that's about right there. We'll just leave it there. It's green. And the away arm is really easy. You hardly ever see the away arm. So let us kill our onion skin just a little bit. And now we're looking at just the away arm. All right, so let's just use our keyboard shortcuts with the greater than sign. Oh, hold on. All right, and remember that the away arm is still continuing to go out. Oh, you know what? We have to draw the first one. So the elbow is here. So don't draw the upper arm on the away arm, but just kind of figure out where the elbow is and draw the radius and the ulna. It's good to do it in a different color. All right, now you can go to the next drawing and it goes out. So you can see those lines just a little bit in the onion skin. It goes out just a little bit more. The body's coming down. Keep going now. The arm is starting to come back a little bit. Right? The arm is starting to come back a little bit. This one, you probably not going to see it. Oh, you'll see a little bit. And this one, we won't be able to see the arm at all. Just don't draw it. Don't draw anything. The away foot is in the way. Keep going. Now we see just a sliver of the away lower arm. Now we can see just that. And it looks like I had 2. I'm going to go backwards. And I'm going to actually Command Z out of this. All right, I'm going to go backwards a drawing because I think what I missed is we'll actually see the elbow here. We will actually see the elbow in drawing 15. Now let's go forwards in time. And this needs to go away. So I'm going to erase it. This is not correct. Remember that our layout is up here. You can see the arm. So in this drawing here, this is drawing 17, which matches drawing 1. So this needs to go away. That double hand I copy and pasted. All right, so now we just draw the full arm from because this is the key position. Let's go backwards. make sure that it animates correctly. Yeah, I could probably get a little bit more meat right there. Let's go backwards again. That one's fine. Forwards. This is drawing 17. The arm goes backwards for these next frames. So get the elbow first. It's also coming down a little bit. Connect it to the wrist. And it's still going backwards in this one. So let the elbow kind of go out there. And in this one, it's starting to come back. So 23 matches 20, it's drawing 7, and it's starting to come back. Sometimes it's easier to just to follow it with the elbow first. All right, and then now this is drawing 25. Keep the bend in the arm, point it towards the shoulder. And now this is drawing 27. We definitely want to keep the bend. And we'll see if we can see this arm at all. The hand in this drawing here, this is drawing 29, which matches 13. And so maybe we'll see an elbow, and that's it. Right here, we'll see a little bit of the lower arm, and save it and play. All right, so now I'm looking for anything that I've just drawn going in a wrong direction. I'm looking for, did I make a mistake on the knees? One thing that you may want to look at is that when I was pasting the blue foot, the light blue foot, I actually wanted to make it up a little bit to give a sense of perspective. So it's not on the ground plane. It's actually up a little bit. That's always a nice touch. But it doesn't look like the feet are changing size too much. It doesn't look like the volumes are wiggling around too much. We already looked at the head, neck, and body. This is a decent rough. I think that my green arm is a little thick in some places. And I think that when I clean this up, that I would diminish the size of the green hand. I think I drew it just a little too big. But I think it's working pretty well. All right, so let me pause this and come back into the room. And so is everyone following pretty closely right there? Everyone have a really good idea of what to do? This is the best way to do it. I did it in an hour and a half. For you, it's probably going to take 3 because you're going to be thinking. Animators are always thinking. You're going to be evaluating and thinking and wondering whether you did something backwards or whether you did it the wrong way. But this is obviously being recorded, so you can go back and look at my demo on YouTube in just a little while. All right, do I have any questions? I want to see this for next week, and according to my notes, what I'll do is runs are usually a little easier because the motion of the hands and feet and arms and stuff are moving around so fast that you literally just do a good drawing and you keep it in parts and you copy and paste it, and it's the same number of drawings. It's 16 drawings, but it's on ones, and it's really easy. So we're going to do the run next week. And then the week after that, a final cleanup of the walk cycle will be due, and the run will be due all on that same day. But this is like a rough walk. It's already in the grade book. This is worth 400 points. It's one of the really good things about animation, because you're doing overlapping action and counter action. Things are going different directions at the same time. It's a little tricky, but if you get your head into this one, then you're good. Then some of the other mechanics about animation is just intuitive and almost having fun with it. All right, so there's your walk cycle. I want to see something like you've got here. One advice, one hint that I could give you is that if you want to do your own character, that would be fine. Just make sure it's bipedal. if you want to do a woman character, if you want to do a bipedal rabbit, you know, a bipedal, anything. It could be any kind of character you want. It doesn't have to be human. If you were going to do a bipedal tiger, then save the tail for later, and I'll help you when we're doing critiques next week. All right, everyone okay? All right, I'll put the recording up on YouTube.